Hi guys, who says you need to spend a lot of money on expensive lenses to capture professional quality photos and videos? I've done a lot of research and I've watched loads of reviews on lenses, and I can tell you that I've come to my top 3 budget lenses for high quality photos and videos. This video is about price to value and performance. The gear you choose should depend on the type of content that you produce and the surrounding circumstances. For example, if a one-man documentary crew, you can decide to go for a manual lens that needs focus assistant. A camera lens with adequate autofocus is required. Also, the kind of content that you produce should determine whether you go for a prime lens or a zoom lens. I went for zoom lenses because of the type of content that I produce and the circumstances around me. And in my circumstance, zoom lenses are more efficient than prime lenses. So, why zoom lenses for me? Number one reason why I chose zoom lenses is just flexibility. I don't want to be moving around just to get my shot. There are so many occasions where I can't afford to move from where I am if I'm using a prime lens. So a zoom lens in that situation is better for me. Number 2, one zoom lens can cover the focal length of 3 to 4 prime lenses. A good example is 24 to 70. A 24 to 70 zoom lens covers 24mm prime lens, 35mm prime lens, 45mm prime lens, if there is, I'm not so sure about that, 50mm prime lens, 60mm prime macro lens, and sometimes 70mm lens. So we're talking about 3 lenses or 4 and against 1. Number 3 is price. It's more affordable to buy one zoom lens that covers a certain distance and focal length than 3 to 4 prime lenses. A Sigma 24 to 70mm f2.8 is about $1,000 to $1,100, and that zoom lens would cover the distance of a 24mm lens, a 35mm lens, a 50mm lens, and maybe you could throw in a 60 or 70mm lens, 4 lenses. Let's even say 3. The price of those 3 prime lenses is about $2,400. So why would I go for $2,400 when I can just buy one lens for $1,100? So let's talk about the 3 lenses that I own. Number 1 lens is my Sony 10 to 20mm lens. This is my wide angle lens. I bought it because I wanted a wide angle lens, and it's very wide, 10 to 20mm at aps-c. It's about the same range as the 16 to 35. So I chose this lens because it gives me almost the same thing as the 16 to 35mm lens. My second lens is my Tamron 28 to 75mm f2.8 lens. This is a great lens. The autofocus is right, and its competitors are the Sigma 24 to 70 and the Sony 24 to 70. This lens goes for about $800, whereas the competitors range from over $1,000 to even maybe almost $2,000. And this lens does what I need, so I'm happy with it. And my third lens is my telephoto zoom lens, which is the Tamron 70 to 180mm lens. Why I went for this lens is there are times that I needed something longer than my 28 to 75mm, and this lens does that for me. In conclusion, the total cost of my 3 lenses, which covers from 10mm to 180mm, cost me about $2,500. If I was going to go for the Sony lenses, that would go to about $5,500. Is the Sony worth paying $3,000 more? I don't think so for what I do. Yes, if I have $3,000 more, maybe I could consider buying the Sony, but for now, what I'm using works perfectly for me. First, remember, I did not compromise on the f-stop. All my lenses are constant aperture. I don't buy lenses that have variable aperture. You could get cheaper lenses with variable aperture, but I don't like variable aperture. I hope this video helps you in deciding the lenses that you should buy.